Viden asks Mord why is he here. Mord replies that he was just passing by and heard what happened. He gives a healing potion to Viden and Wulza. Then, Mord asks Viden for the reason he entered the dungeon first without waiting for the backups. Is it because of the successor competition? Mord questions. Viden replies by saying yes, and to be precise, it was because of Arna. Viden explains that as time passes, the successor competition continues to grow more intense. The man closest to the Archduke position at the moment is the oldest son of the family and also who is Viden's brother, Alan. And after Alan is the third son, Dren, and the fourth son, Horan, who jumped onto the battlefield early to build their careers. Viden says that it was hard for him to close the gap between them since he entered the competition late, but he obviously had no intention of giving up, though, and thought that there would be a possibility for him, too, if he acknowledged the gap between them and just tried his best to catch up. However, Arna took that away from Viden. Arna was called a genius from a very young age. She joined the competition 2 years later than Viden, but she was already on the verge of surpassing him. Viden felt threatened and began volunteering for missions that would bring him lots of credit. That plan worked out at first, and I was able to create a gap between him and Arna once again, but Viden experienced great failure earlier this year. During a mission in the White Demon Realm, the renowned Order's family interrupted and caused great damage. The failure of the mission alone was impactful enough, but the fact that it was caused by their arch-nemesis, the Orders, led to Viden's image being damaged. That is when Viden was paired with Arna for a mission, and he was overtaken with panic that she might surpass him. That's when he realized that he needs to make sure that he does better than Arna on this mission. He decided that he will go in first and clear the entrance area and just needs to not push himself too hard. Viden says that now he realizes that he justified his actions with nonsense logic because of his greed, and in the end, he pushed his innocent subordinates to their deaths. Lastly, he says that he should have waited no matter how anxious he was. After hearing this, Mord thinks that he doesn't knew Arna was this talented became she never existed in the novel. Mord knew that Arna had the best mana out of everyone, but now it seems that's not all she has. Viden asks Mord for the reason of saving him. Mord replies that Arna asked him to save Viden. Arna did that? Viden questions. Mord explains that Arna's squad was going to act as a bait to distract the enemies while Mord rescues Viden. While they were talking, Arna's squad enters the area. Arna says that there were a bunch of ridiculously strong monsters at first, but their attacks began getting weaker. Arna meets Viden and tells him that it's nice to see that he is okay. Arna tells Viden that he should be grateful to Mord as he would be dead if it weren't for Mord. Viden asks Arna why did she told Mord to save him. Viden says that they're rivals. Wouldn't it be good for you if a rival is gone? Viden questions. Arna answers that it's true they are not related either, but she says that she doesn't need a reason to save someone. Plus, she says that Viden can't hinder her because she is going to be the Archduke. Viden bows down his head and tells thanks to Arna, as because of her both Botan and Wulze were saved. Viden tells Arna that one day he will repay his debt to her. Arna expected that Viden will be getting all mad while saying that he's not going to give Arna the position of Archduke, but she gets shocked when she heard Viden saying the word thanks. What? Arna shouts voice, but Leon shouts louder as he was more shocked than Arna. Leon was extremely shocked because it is the first time he heard Viden saying thanks. Viden says that he has been wanting to ask it for a long time. Why are you wearing that helmet, Leon? Viden questions. Arna's squad's members say that it can't be young Master Leon because this helmet guy is using a sword. Leon reveals himself. How does everyone recognizes him? He wonders. Viden gets surprised when he finds out that Leon was trying to hide his identity. Leon asks Viden how does he recognize him. Viden replies that it's because of the bracelet that he is wearing. Leon's mother gave that bracelet to Leon at coming-of-age ceremony. You remember this? Leon asks. Viden replies that Leon always wore it, so yes. Now this time, Arna gets shocked as she didn't know Leon had something like this. Mord suggests that they should talk later and should get out of here. Suddenly, the demon Count with his entire army enters the area. The Count says that he wants an apology from them as they created a mess of his home. Arna realizes that previously it wasn't just a simple ruse to them further in, but it was to draw them into a trap. The Count praises Erna for being smart and says that he was preparing a banquet for the descendants of Vernars. Leon asks the demon whether he is truly the Demon Count. The Demon Count replies by saying yes and introduces himself as Lotias, who will soon feast on their precious blood and flesh. Erna perceives that there are at least 2,000 of monsters and dozens of demons, and there are feudal lord-rank demons too. Erna sees a lady who seems to be very strong. Mord replies that the lady seems to be a baroness, so she must have a part in the battle. Mord tells Erna that they are surrounded by enemies from all directions. Which direction should we pick to fight, though? Erna asks. Mord says that enemies on the east are the strongest, and the ones at the west are noticeably weaker, as if they are luring them to attack the west. Both of them awaken their divine blood and decide to attack south first. As they are moving south, one warrior-type baronet and one mage-type baron rush towards them. Mord tells Erna that he would take care of the baron and she should kill the baronet. The baronet attacks Erna first while Kale and the other fight the other monsters. The baronet asks Erna for how long she could hold up against a sword with her bare hands. Erna awakens her divine aura and replies that she is not sure because she would like to ask the same question. She uses Crevice of Wind to send the baronet flying. In the air, the baronet uses his red flames of frenzy, but he is shocked to see that Erna is unscratched. Then, Erna moves towards the baronet and uses her mountain breaker, which completely annihilates her target. Leon thinks that Erna has gotten much stronger in the meantime, but he wonders why now, when he looks at Erna, she doesn't feel as overwhelming powerful as before. The answer is right in front of him, as Mord defeated the Baron at the same time and as easily as Erna. All the members get a new hope when they witness that both the Baron and the Baronet were defeated this easily. All the members think that they still have a chance and realize that without depending on Mord and Erna, they should also kill some monsters. As they are moving to attack with all their might, they get stopped by the Demon Realm's Baron from the other side. The Demon Count from earlier says that she didn't expect the south side to fall this fast. The Demon Count thinks that the younglings from the Vernars are unimaginably strong, so she guessed that she should put an end to this. Mord thinks that it's common for a demon who has the role of the core to provide power to their subordinates, but to imbue the body with power and consciousness to reach almost Count-level strength. It seems like the demons are getting stronger too, Mord concludes. The Demon Count says that she would grant Mord a painless death if he surrenders and asks Mord to make the choice. Mord tells Erna to fight alongside him to bring down the Demon Count. What about the other guys? Erna asks. Mord replies that they have to trust their allies. Erna tells Viden to take the commander position while Mord and Erna will fight with the Demon Count. Are you sure about that? Viden questions. Erna replies that if Viden doesn't agree, all of them will die here. Erna realizes that she can't win against a Demon Count with this much mana left, so she decides to use all the mana she has. She charges at the Demon Count and uses Crevice of Wind. Ha! You think a little trick like this will work on me? The demon laughs. Erna replies that she knows that this will not be enough, while Mord punches the demon from the back, and the Demon Count falls on the ground. Both Erna and Mord rush towards the demon. The Demon Count uses Flash of Massacre and successfully injures Erna's left hand. Both them stop attacking, and Mord gives Erna a healing potion. Erna tells Mord that to just wait for 30 seconds. Mord tells Erna not to worry because he is going to use his ace card. Mord says that since he has decided to use this, he is also going to be the one who will end this fight. The Count tells Mord that it seems like Mord possesses a pretty useful artifact or blessing, as it's been a while she has felt that kind of pain. Then, she says that she won't show any mercy and uses an attack, the Dance of Burning Swordsmen. Mord tells Erna to stay back and faces the attack head-on, while successfully dodging it. The Count wields Aura of Dual Swords and says that she will end this right now, but suddenly Mord's punch appears right in front of her. The Count recognizes that it's second blessing from the god of combat divine physique. How is that possible? She wonders. She asks Mord how is he using a Vernar's technique. Mord replies that it's because he is the god of combat's descendant, while Erna seems shocked because she has heard that the divine physique in the Vernar's legends, and at that time she thought, as it was just an exaggeration. Before the end of the Age of Legends, many giant species existed. In order to close the gap in power created by the size difference, the god of combat created the ability, divine physique, a giant made of light using the power of divine blood. Mord feels like he is controlling a robot as his weight is 30 times its usual mass because of divine physique's blessing. That's why it makes it hard for Mord to use skills that require precise control, and it also consumes a lot of mana. The Count uses her power to cut off Mord's divine physique's arm, and at the same time, she uses her sword and stabs it inside its neck. The Demon Count feels that it wasn't hard at all unless Mord isn't the god of combat himself. In the contrary, Mord decides to test the mana bracelet from the Great Mage's ruins because it only uses mana to regenerate without hurting Mord physically. He says that even if an arm was blown off, or if the throat pierced, all that he needs to do is use some mana to regenerate. He regenerates the arm and captures the Count. Mord says that he would now end this and completely annihilates her. After the fight, Mord and Erna's parties headed in deeper, but Lotais had already used up all of her mana to possess the Baron, which made it easy for them to defeat her. They returned to the village after that. The news that the Vernar squad succeeded at preventing the demonification process, and they're going to hold a celebration, reached people's ear. Mord tells Erna not to reveal to the higher-ups that it all was his doing. Mord tells Erna to report them that he was only just a bit of help. Firstly, Erna refuses to do that because she can't take someone else's credit. Mord explains that currently he is carrying a secret mission, so he can't have the higher-ups knowing about what he is doing. Through this incident, Mord learned how skilled Erna is, as she has 50% more mana than Mord. Mord thinks that with that kind of talent, she will soon catch up to the other successors in no time, so he intends on making Erna the future Archduke. Mord thinks that it's important for Erna to have a lot of more achievements in order to become the future Archduke. Mord tells Erna to think of it as him repaying his debts as he was indebted to Erna. Erna replies that the achievements are more valuable than Mord's debt. Mord wonders whose side will Erna take when she finds out about the Archduke's secret, and the fact that Mord is going to kill the Archduke. Erna, if you really think that, then can you promise to trust me on one thing in the future? Mord questions. Erna says that she didn't understand what Mord meant by it. Mord replies that she would know when the time comes. Mord tells Erna to promise him that she will support his decision even if it's hard to trust him when the time comes. Erna simply replies, saying, "All right, are you sure?" Mord questions. Erna explains that she might regret this decision later. But when Lotais appeared, she could tell that even if the reinforcements had come in with them, they would have all been killed if it weren't for Mord. So from that day, she regarded Mord as her savior. Taking all the things into consideration, she decides to keep this promise. Mord tells thanks while smiling. Erna didn't know that Mord could smile like that. Mord tells Erna to keep this incident a secret, and Erna agrees to it. Lastly, Mord reveals to Erna that he can only use the god of combat skills because he has met the god of combat himself. Mord says that one day he will tell Erna how to meet the god of combat. Then, Mord goes to meet Vidin. Mord praises Vidin for his fast recovery. Vidin says thanks to Mord for saving them. Vidin tells Mord that he has prepared a gift for him to express gratitude. Vidin gives Mord his divine bloodstone. Mord says that he doesn't know anything about it. Vidin explains that this is an essence of divine blood, created by extracting the blood of the traditional bloodlines. Only the official bloodline is allowed this privilege. It's created with the blessing at the temple. Vidin says that these are usually given to children. He made it to give it to his own future children too, but he couldn't think of any other good gift. What is this for? Mord questions. Vidin tells Mord to try imbuing it with his divine blood sometime, as it's a kind of accelerator that will bring Mord to a higher realm than what his divine blood can. Vidin says that he wanted to ask something. Vidin asks Mord whether he is intending to make Erna the Archduke. Mord replies, saying yes. Vidin says that if Mord is the one supporting her, then Erna is going to be a much more difficult rival than before. But Vidin says that seeing Mord makes him want to give up even less. Mord doesn't understand what Viden meant by it. Viden explains that Erna's strong, but even if she's been walking, then Mord has been flying. Erna may be talented, but she's not the strongest in the world. So Viden says that it's a fight worth fighting. Mord says that he likes optimistic people. Lastly, Viden says that next time he would surprise Mord big time. Mord, Kale, and Leon rested at the Vernars' camp for a day. Erna supplied them with the equipment they had been running low on, like potions. She gave them many other supplies on top of that. Mord was able to get the silver bracelet he got from eliminating the Archlick's second soul fragment evaluated, and it turns out that it increases agility and cognitive abilities for a certain amount of time. Kale was excited to receive the bracelet and ran around the festival taking care of errands. Leon and Erna had a meal together to talk about the past, and that night, Leon went to see Mord. Leon tells Mord to teach him as a warrior of Vernars. He says that he learned while accompanying Mord that the path that Mord is in is worth seeing to the end, and Leon realizes that in order to accompany Mord on that path, he needs to let go of his useless obsessions. Leon says that he is giving up on swords. Mord perceives that the look in Leon's eyes are different, and he is determined. Mord was waiting for Leon to say that. Mord says that if Leon is ready, then they will need to start with this. "What's this?" Leon questions. Mord replies that he would know soon enough. "Oh, this one's the direct bloodline of the Vernars?" The god of combat laughs as he is excited to see how much of his blood runs through them.